My name is Mao Tosi. We're in Alaska, representing Alaska Pride all the way, which is an organization that I founded. Alaska people represent integrity and diverse everything. So that's where we're at now. So I'll take you back to when we started. I moved up here from San Diego, California in 1989. So the reason we moved up here was because of gangs, actually. My brother, a year older than I was, got kicked out of the San Diego school district for bringing a gun to school to protect himself, actually. We drove up here and we stopped right at the edge of Anchorage and right downtown, and we didn't know where we were supposed to be going or what we were supposed to be doing, but somehow we ran into some Samoans here. So the first people we saw in Anchorage were Samoans. We actually ended up moving into Anchorage, Alaska, Mountain View. Mountain View neighborhood is where we moved into, and it was very much like home, like San Diego, it was diverse. So we moved into a low-income area in Anchorage, and it was just filled with Polynesians, blacks, whites, natives, just everybody lived there. I got 5 brothers, 2 sisters, and I'm the youngest out of the whole crew, so I had the opportunity to just watch everybody, just see everyone make their choices, and whether they failed or succeeded, I got to see that, and it truly gave me the chance to choose on what I liked about my brothers, my sisters, about anybody, and just kind of, hey, I want to be like that person. I like what that person does with this, or I like how they worked with this kid. I liked how they played basketball. There was always something that I looked at, and it was very lucky for me that it wasn't the gangs, it wasn't the drugs or the alcohol that I liked about them, but it was the love usually that they showed towards me, or the protection that they brought forth whenever anything happened. Although they were always tough with me, but whenever anything happened, they were always there to back me 100%, or get me out of the way, or whatever needed to happen, they were always there. I ended up living up here with my 2 brothers, and everyone else scattered. So and I was probably 14 at that time, and just trying to figure out why my parents left, and really never getting a straight answer. So I couldn't do anything about it other than I lived with my brother, who was 21 at the time, and he was a bouncer at a bar. So that's who my role model was someone that was, yeah, he was a bouncer at a bar, and he worked after hours bars, but he was always at my games. He was always trying his best to provide whatever he could, and that's what I saw, and really, he's the one that kind of truly saved my life. One day, actually, when I was going to school, and it's just that whole week, actually, we just didn't have any food, or, just going through all of that, and so not having any food, and knowing all my friends, they sold drugs, and they were doing their own things on the streets, and so I just got kind of tired of it one day, and just said, you know what, I guess it's time for me to just move on and stuff, and I got to make some money. So that's where it jumped into, you know what, after school today, let me go talk to my friends and figure out on how I got to make some money. We got bills, we need food. And it was just so awesome that day I went to my coach and went into his office, and we didn't say anything to each other, but he grabbed $20 out of his pocket and said, Mao, here's $20. Get me a burrito, get you whatever you want. And so just from there, it was like, man, why did he do that? And so just him doing that part, it was all I needed. It was just some type of support, some type of motivation to try to stay away from doing worse things out there. But just that little piece of support, I said, this guy did this out of the kindness of his heart. I cannot go and do what I said I was going to do. You know what? This is my coach. I play. I'm going to show him. And truly, that's what it was. So that year, actually, anytime I went in there, it was always, here's $20, get yourself something to eat, and that was it. He never asked any questions, never said anything. Anytime I had any issues, I would just go straight to him. And so that's all I'm trying to become, is just that piece that you never know what options are going to truly affect an individual. I got drafted into the NFL, fifth round to the Arizona Cardinals. I played there 2 years. In my third year is when I got paralyzed. And really, that's where kind of my story picks up, is because going through all my struggles, even in college and the NFL, I was still going through struggles because I partied too much. It was something that I wasn't taught how to be responsible. There was never anyone in my life throughout my entire life that was consistently responsible, but consistently making me or youth aware of what options are out there for us. And my parents, they come down to visit me actually, and I remember like people telling my parents, like, you know, your son's pretty good actually. He's damn good. And so just hearing all those talks, and then finally my mom comes to me that when she was down there, she says, you know, I heard you're pretty good at football. I didn't even know you played football. How can parents not be involved with their children? Is basically what it is. And so, as my NFL career ended, I mean, I left the NFL flat broke, paralyzed, baby on the way. So, really everything wrong just hit me all at once. When I went off to college, actually, my best friend, I was trying to help him get off the streets because he was actually selling drugs and doing all those things already. And I said, hey man, I already talked to my coach. It's okay, you can fly out there, be my roommate. So let's go, man, let's get out of here. There's nothing here for us. And he said, you know what? Let me think about it and stuff, and then I'll get back to you. And so it was too late. He never went with me. He never, you know, all that he really missed out on. But from there, our paths just started to split. And so he stayed in the streets. He stayed in the streets. But I continued to excel in basketball and football and just doing very well at athletics altogether, and just became more confident in speaking because I wasn't one that spoke a whole lot as I was growing up. But slowly my friends just continued to head down the drug route, and so when 2003 came around is when I moved back up here. And when I moved back up here, just talking with my friend, you know, he's in jail now. 2003 he killed someone at church actually, and you know, when I go visit him, it sucks. Well, it sucks because what he said was, I should have went to school with you. It's just that, and it all just goes back to the choices we make. So that's where, if we can just provide as many options as possible, it's not saying they're going to choose them, but the chances of them making those choices are higher. So my friend's dead now. About February is when he passed actually. So he died in jail. So it's kind of a sad story, but it's one that I can use to teach, you know, that the choices you make are your decision, but they can truly impact the rest of your life.